As Representative Axney discussed, the invasion coupled with sanctions mean major disruptions to industries here in the United States.
Local 5's Mary Sugden joins us in the studio with a look at the impact to the agricultural industry.
Ukraine is a major exporter of wheat and corn. In fact, it's the fourth largest exporter of corn in the world. So as this conflict shuts down major ports like in the Black Sea, economists and farmers tell me we can brace for the ripple effects right here in the U.S.
Beautiful ground. It's just beautiful country. Black dirt, 6 feet deep.
Iowa corn farmer Vic Miller isn't talking about his land, instead that of Ukraine, where he owned farming operations for about 12 years, an overseas operation growing corn, soybeans, sunflowers, and more.
And quite frankly, today I'm very glad we aren't still there.
With this major disruption to Ukraine's exports, economists believe it could mean opportunity for U.S. farmers with crops like corn and wheat.
If they're out of the marketplace, that means the U.S. will likely make more corn and wheat sales throughout the globe.
But that sliver of success likely outweighed by rising costs, specifically for oil and natural gas.
It's in the longer run that we'll likely see those costs, especially as we look at fertilizer and fuel, starting to build on our agricultural producers.
In fact, if we do take swift economic actions, one of those would be not to let them get paid for fertilizer exports, and we would potentially damage ourselves. That again leads to the fact that we have to do what we can right now to increase the production of fertilizer.
And while Vic Miller no longer owns land in Ukraine, his ties remain, like the friend who reached out when chaos erupted.
It was a very short message. He said explosions countywide, airport closed, planes flying overhead.
In other news, livestock prices dropped today. Now, economists say that's due to farmers facing higher feed costs. In the short term, that could mean lower meat prices. However, they caution that in the long term, outlook for food prices overall will be likely slightly higher. In the studio, Mary Sugden, Local 5 News, We Are Iowa.
Mary, thank you. And Iowa's tie to Ukraine is more than economical. Relationships have been in place for decades. State Senator Zach Nunn served as an election monitor in Ukraine in 2019. We spoke with him today.
We have two cities, both the communities of Newton in my district as well as Muscatine, have long-lasting relationships since the end of the Cold War with sister cities in Ukraine. Additionally, Iowa has over $500 million in exports to Ukraine every year, primarily in the agricultural-based communities. Tractors, farm implementation, also seed, soil, and fertilizer.
Now you can catch up on what led to Russia invading Ukraine. Head to weareiowa.com for a deeper dive into the conflict.